Right, guys. Did a pretty long road trip today. I usually make these little videos in the mornings, but this is in the evening. After I've got back from the road trip, we did like another kind of round trip, like over the Stara Planina mountains to South Bulgaria. Then we actually went into the Sredna Gora mountains, which is a middle range of mountains. It splits the main central valley in Bulgaria. It splits that in two, and it's called the Sredna Gora. Sredna means middle or like medium, and Gora actually it means forest, but actually in olden language means mountains as well. And I was being informed today by my well-informed road trip manager that that's what it means. Gora in this case means mountains, and so you've got to believe him because he's like an encyclopedia, you know. So we've got back now. So I've been kind of thinking about like various things, and one of the main things really, and that's kind of sticking right out to me, and is this Olympic thing with the boxing, you know. Now, I blame straight away, not the people, not this Algerian bloke who's knocking the women out, and the other fella. There's another one as well. There's two of them. They're knocking everyone out. Now, I don't blame them at all. You know, if they can get in there and like, you know, and I don't even know why they'd want to get a women's medal, and they don't even try and look like women. These fellas, you know, usually they're like transgenders. They try and look like women of a kind, you know, and some of them quite good, but like these fellas, they look nothing like women, and the swimmer as well. The swimmer. Now, I think it's quite comical because there's all these kind of people kind of upset about it, and this girl was crying who got knocked out, this Italian boxer. Now, if you're kind of like logical and like sensible and like old fashioned, like I am, far right. Right, what you do is if someone said to me, right, you've entered this competition, like let's say arm wrestling, right, and they say, right, here's your next opponent, and it's a gorilla or an orangutan, and the orangutan comes out and they said, he's a male, he's in your category, you know, and you're up against him next. Like, you'd be like, and I'd be like, yeah, okay, yeah. What time? What time? And I learned this a long time ago from someone. Don't refuse. With these political correct people, don't refuse because they want you to do that. Don't refuse. Just go back and start limbering up and get injured, or like, you know, say you've got COVID or something like that, you know, or say you've suddenly tested positive, or you've got mental instability. Something. That's the way to do it, you know, with these people. Say the COVID's flared up, the long COVID, you've had it for ages. And that's what I would do. I'd say, well, yeah, what time is the gorilla turning up? I'll be there, I can't wait to arm wrestle this gorilla. And this is what you're talking about. And these women, I mean, I don't know what's going through their head. And they should lighten up a little bit and just take it as a bit of a joke and say, yeah. And they could end this straight away. They could end it overnight. It's like a lot of things, You could end it overnight if you do the right things, You could just end it. Be like Monty Python's, Like all you'd have to do in the swimming is everyone just do false starts. Just keep doing it, Until there's just this bloke with big shoulders and it's like in his trunks, whatever he's wearing, I don't know. And the same with this boxing. I mean, you must be mad to get in a ring with this bloke, from Algeria, who's going to knock you out. And so there's no point really going in there in the first place because you've got no chance. And plus, you're going to get injured, It's not like the swimming where you're going to lose. It is boxing where you're going to get, like, damaged. Potentially seriously, And you're listening to these people who's saying, like, this is your next opponent. And you're saying, oh, yeah, is he? Oh, right. And you're not even, and you're thinking, this is a bloke, but you're not saying it. And you're going along with them, and they're mocking you. That's all they're doing all the time is mocking you. They're mocking these girls. And these girls are so dim that they don't even know what's happening, And you just say, oh, yeah, what time is the boxing match, Go in the boxing thing to warm up and then just, like, injure your hand or fall over or whatever. Whatever you got to do, because that's what they're doing. They're doing whatever they've got to do to get you in the ring with this bloke. And as long as you get in there, it's your fault. All the political correct stuff is your fault if you go along with it. And you just don't ridicule it, you know what I mean? And that's what it's like. It's literally the same as me going into an arm wrestling match with a gorilla. And they're saying, no, this is a bloke. And he looks like a gorilla, and he's been trained to do arm wrestling, And that's what he's going to break my arm at the first opportunity. And my feet will be up in the air, and he'll just go boom, and that'll be it. Or you can do orangutans are better. They're easier to train and probably a lot stronger in the arms than gorillas, I don't know about that. Probably they're easier to train because a gorilla, they might kind of start turning on the judges and that. But orangutans are pretty trainable, So yeah, an orangutan turns up and he's going to and I'm going to go along with it. That's how stupid it is. And I'm going to say, oh yeah. And I'm scared to say, oh no, that's an orangutan. That's what these girls is. They're just like, kind of afraid to say, no, that's a bloke. That's not a woman. Are you having a laugh? That's what you should say. Are you having a laugh? Or you just say, I learned this ages ago anyway. And just say, oh yeah, what time's the race and what time's this? And go there and spoil it. Don't refuse to take part because then they'll be taking things away from you then. That's what they love to do. And you're acquiescing to all these people, these like kind of bureaucratic judge people who aren't even taking part, And it's more fool you and you could end it. You could end it in a single day. You could end it all straight away by spoiling the events that you don't even have to refuse or anything like that. Just spoil them. Just spoil them. Just go in the ring. Just the first punch, bang, hit the deck, hit the canvas. The first jab, boom, sparked out. That's what I'd do. And it's all your fault, and the people who are watching it and saying, this bloke's winning, and are accepting it. The viewers, and these are all the political correct people that I was talking about before on the Southport thing. Anyone who's accepting this and turning up for the medal ceremony and turning up to watch the fight, right? You're all to blame as well, all of you. It's not the far right people, which is probably me. I wouldn't go, and I certainly wouldn't take part against another species or another race, or no, I wouldn't. Another gender, sorry. I wouldn't do it. I might say I would, just to go along with it and just to make sure that they're all wasting the time by turning up, and then I wouldn't be there, whatever the cost. It's like a good example is like Djokovic. If he doesn't agree with something, he won't turn up. He'd just say no, I'm not doing it. But I wouldn't do that. I would say, oh yeah, what time? I'll be there, or be square, and then they just wouldn't be there. And that's the best way to do that. I saw the thing many, many years ago, and it stuck in my mind. I was only a child. I was only a kid, and it was fantastic, and I couldn't believe it for years and years and years, even to this day. And this was about maybe 40 years ago, right? The Australian SAS challenged these Aborigines to get from A to B in a certain amount of days and a certain amount of time, and they'd have a cameraman go with each squad, right? And so there was one cameraman. They were going with the Australian SAS, and it was round about Ayers Rock region, somewhere like that. And these Aborigines, and they said, yeah, we'll do that. We'll have a go. And so by about the second day, this cameraman's with these Aborigines. He said, we're not making much headway here. He said, no, we want to take you up here to show you where this sacred water is and all that, and that's where we're going. And he's saying, well, we're supposed to be in a race with the SAS. And they said, well, yeah, well, we are and we aren't. If we wanted to beat them, we'd beat them. But then they'd kind of think badly of us, probably shoot us later on. So, so we're still taking part. We'll be all right. So anyway, they went to this water hole and various other places, and they were still almost finished at the same time. It's these SAS blokes with £100 bags on the back. These fellas have got a blowpipe and bare feet and a loincloth. And they kind of got there. They weren't that far apart actually. And they said to them afterwards, why didn't you race them? Why didn't you beat them, or why didn't you try? And he said, well, that's not what we do. He said, well, why did you agree to it? He said, well, because they wanted us to. So we agreed to it, and then we let them win. So that's got to be good for them. Make them look good, and everyone should be happy. but kind of they weren't happy because they knew deep down that the Aborigines could have beat them. So why do it in the first place? And the Aborigines they could understand it, but like they couldn't understand why they weren't happy that they won. And this is a good lesson on how to do these things. Like, and it kind of feeds into this Olympic thing where we go like, just agree to take part and then just don't do it. Just don't. Just let them swim off or dive in the pool and just let them swim away, and just say, yeah, it's great, he won, or they won, or she won, whatever you want to do, however you want to play it. The best way is not to kind of. I don't think the best way in these Olympic things is to refuse to take part. But like a good way of doing it would probably to get injured or like or like something happens during the race and do it like that, But don't take it seriously. Don't take it seriously, and don't compete against these people. You must be mad if you're going to carry on doing that. I mean, you're your own worst enemy. You deserve to get battered. You deserve. If you're going to go in and really try and seriously like fight with these blokes, you deserve it. You deserve your good hiding, and that'll maybe knock a bit of sense into you for next time. But like, I doubt it with a lot of these things. But like that's the Olympics. So just dip out. Just call it a day, because the money, it's not great money in the Olympics. Just stick to other things like the Diamond League and other things where you can win a bit of prize money, and just leave the Olympics out of it. Just don't do it, because it's a farce. The whole thing's a farce. From the opening ceremony to the closing ceremony, and they make that and they're mocking people. Plus, you're getting endorsed now by these demonic companies, and that's creeping in. Just like the musicians and the pop stars, you're gonna be roped into that. So just don't do it, but do not take it seriously. Like this girl, she's got in so much scum now. She got battered, and now she's apologising to this bloke from Algeria for him knocking her out. I don't know what she's apologising for. I haven't really looked into it, but like, so this is what's been mulling around on me, man. And I thought I'd like just make a video while it's fresh after my mega road trip. We did 330 kilometres today, which is that's a fair old click, and through mountainous terrain. We did 3 mountain passes, and like, I'm pretty good at them now because I had a lot of practice. But I wouldn't like compete against like a drone which could just fly over the mountain. I mean, come on. I mean, if these people have got to get real soon and got to get sensible and think. Don't take this seriously. You can't carry on like this. You can't. And so I hope that's a little bit of light-hearted kind of a wake up call, because people need waking up these days, especially these people like the boxers who are fighting men. Cheers.